Hi, Democrats. Today is Wednesday, August 11th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. So happy Wednesday. Every day I come, I want to talk to you about bills, elected officials, and elections. So today, I'm going to cover those really quickly, and then I have something else I want to talk to you guys about. So bill, we're not in session. I talked about infrastructure yesterday. I cannot, say enough how important it is that we get our signatures for the no on 816. 816 is state question 816. The intent is to ratchet back the bill that our governor signed into law in this last legislative session that says that if you are afraid for your life and you encounter a riot, fleeing a protest, and you hit someone, run them over, hurt them, kill them, you do not have to worry about being prosecuted. That's one aspect. That's the part that we talk about all the time. It's the bill that says you can run over protesters, but it also ups the amount of fine if something bad happens during the protest, whether it's people who you invited or not. And then it also charges you as if you are a organized crime member. And so people got all excited about this, and we know that this is a result of the Black Lives Matter protests all over the nation in the summer of 2020. But Black Lives Matter is not the only organization that believes in direct democracy and having their voices heard in the street. We live in a state where there are people standing outside of what they think are abortion clinics that are protesting, and someone could run them over and not worry about it. I don't want that. I wish those people wouldn't be there, but I don't want them to be run over. The attempt of an infringement on our freedom of speech is disgusting, unwarranted, short-sighted, and it needs to be stopped. So if you haven't signed, please call your Democratic Party county headquarters and find out where they are with the signature. If you're in with the petition, if you're in Tulsa, the Tulsa County Democratic Party has them, and they're there from 10 to 2. If you're in Oklahoma County, the Oklahoma Democratic Party at 3815 North Santa Fe, they have them. I know they have them in Norman at the Cleveland County Democratic Office. They have them in Lawton. I know they have them in Pontotoc County, which is Ada is the county seat. I believe they have them in Muskogee. They have them in Cherokee. They're all over the state. So you shouldn't have a problem with finding someone who has the petition for you to sign. The folks who are organizing it are trying to get all of their signatures by the 21st. Today is the 11th. So in 10 days, they're trying to have all their signatures. They only needed 59,320. They were shooting for 100,000 so that if somebody's name is not legible, if somebody forgot to put their birthday or they messed up on their address and they get crossed off, that we still have the 59,000 signatures. It's super important. You guys have heard me talk about it a lot, and I know that you're sick of it, but you really only have 2 more weeks of hearing me talk about it. But it's that important. So if you haven't signed, sign. If you have signed, get your friends and neighbors to sign. It's that important. So that's the bill. Elected officials. Because you guys haven't heard me talk about Senators Langford and Inhofe in a while, let's talk about them again. So yesterday, the Senate passed a bipartisan infrastructure package, and it was so much less than President Biden hoped it would be. But it was an agreement where 19 Republican senators signed off on it. So it was truly bipartisan. It wasn't one of those sneaky bipartisan where it's all the Democrats and 1 Republican. There were 19 Republicans that signed off on it. That feels pretty bipartisan. Now, 19 Republicans, be clear, none of them from Oklahoma. Both of our senators, both Langford and Inhofe, voted no, as if they don't live in a state where a full 24% of our citizens don't have access to reliable, affordable broadband. They said no, as if literally you're not driving you're not having to drive like this to avoid the potholes and drive carefully over bridges, because bridges are crumbling under cars on a regular basis here in Oklahoma. They voted no on infrastructure. That's why we only have one train that comes up to Oklahoma City and down to Texas. It doesn't service the rest of us because trains are part of infrastructure, and they voted no. They don't care. They're hanging on to their offices. They feel comfortable in their offices, and they're not worried about us. We need to let our voices be heard. And I'm just going to remind you, because I haven't reminded you this week, that Langford's seat is up in 2022. If you know somebody who wants to run for that seat, have them talk to me. If you want to run to that seat, reach out to me. We need a senator who remembers that he represents Oklahoma, like the real folks in Oklahoma, folks who are driving across bridges, who are driving on these roads, who would like to have access to the internet without having a hawk along to pay for it. Hi, Johnny. You and I need to talk. So that's the elected officials I wanted to talk about today. Elections. All righty. So on September 14th, a lot of communities have propositions, and I believe that one community has an actual election of a person coming up on September 14th. Go out to the Oklahoma State Election Board, put in your name and birthday, and see if you have election coming up. If you do, go ahead and request your absentee ballot, so it'll be mailed to your house and you can vote at your leisure. But go out and see what the ballot is, what the ballot's all about, and study for the ballot. So those are my elections. Now, you guys see me every day here for about 15 minutes. And part of my job is to go out and make sure that people know what the Democratic Party stands for, what the Democratic Party is talking about. And I'm also supposed to be recruiting candidates. So that's what I do when I'm not here. And fundraising. That's what I do when I'm not here with you guys. So even when I'm not in the country, I was in the Dominican Republic a couple of weeks ago, and literally while I'm out getting me some sun on a yacht, I was talking to folks about Oklahoma politics and why it's important to stay engaged, and why even if you live in Miami, it's okay to donate to us. I have coffees, and I go to meetings, and I go to parties, and, trying to make sure that people know that the Democratic Party is here and what we stand for. And one of the things that I say all the time, and it sounds corny, but it is true, I consider myself to be a purveyor of hope. I couldn't get up every day and be the chair of the Oklahoma Democratic Party in its current state without hope. And today I had a conversation with a gentleman who asked me, how can you have hope as a Democrat in Oklahoma? And without even thinking about it, I wake up every day with hope. I wake up every day believing that Oklahomans want better. I wake up every day believing that Oklahomans want to work towards better and want to help each other towards better. And I believe that the folks that we're going to have running in 2022 will also feed that hope. I've been having conversations with candidates from all over the state for different levels of office, and that gives me hope. And I hope that those of you who are watching me also have hope. We're not just the complete underdogs that doesn't have a chance. We have a chance. And the way that our state has handled COVID, including up to this date, I hope that people recognize who it is that have bungled it in the way that they bungled it. I hope that they recognize why we are running out of hospital beds and what irresponsibility led us here, and understand that we have to elect new leadership who is responsible to Oklahoma, who knows that our citizens need broadband, who knows that no matter what zip code you live in, you want your kid to have access to quality education, and you want to be able to go to the doctor and know that it's not going to be financial ruin, and that you can get a job where you can pay your bills with one job. That's all Oklahomans want. I happen to represent the party who is fighting for those, and I hope you guys are with me. Alrighty, so in order to do these things, it takes money. If you are inclined to donate, It doesn't have to be a whole bunch. Now, we'll take a whole bunch, but it doesn't have to be a whole bunch. If you want to donate $5 a month to the party to help us towards our goals, we will absolutely take it, and we'll be incredibly grateful. And I'll be here every day making sure that you know that your money is not going to waste. Thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow at 4:15, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more encouraging message, but today's message of hope is real. All righty. See you guys tomorrow.